ang sabi sa amin sa embassy sa atin, sa Pilipinas, family-based daw kami. Ang barcode daw na ginamit sa aming mag-asawa, yun din ang gagamitin. Kaya meron na silang barcode, yun din ang gagamitin sa 4 kong anak. Kasi na overage sila eh.
1993 pa nung pinetition yung ate ko. Hanggang ngayon, di pa bumababa yung priority niya. Gusto sana namin siya makarating dito para makasama namin siya kasi may sakit yung dad ko.
Lumaki ako sa Pilipinas, sa Pasig, sa tiyuhin ko. Gusto ko sana i-petition. Pwede ba yun?
Ang kala ng mga Pilipino, madali mag-petition ng mga kamag-anak kung citizen ka. Kota-kota lang yan, di ba?
Well, I petitioned about 5 or 6 families at the time, and there was no problem because the system worked.
Pagdating daw namin dito, i-petition daw ulit namin sila kasi ang tawag nila is family-based repetition.
Father-daughter yung petition sa kanya, so we don't really get it kung bakit ang tagal nung process sa kanya. Kasi pare-pareho lang naman kami nakapetition pero mas tumagal yung kanya, nauna pa kami.
Bakit nga ba matagal ang processing ng family petition? At ilang Pilipinong pinipetition every year?
Halika na, at hawakan mo ang aking kamay. Kaibigan ko, kumusta na? Biliban ko sa'yo, talagang sipag mo. Kahit anong laban, sumulong ka, magkaramay ka, di ka nag-iisa. Halika na, Pilipino, gising na, halika na. Sabay-sabay tayo, maglalakbay, patungo sa kinabukasan. Dahil lilipad na sa hanapan, at kasama natin ang pag-asa.
Every year, thousands of Filipinos enter the United States as immigrants or await the approval of their legal status from the Philippines. According to the U.S. Office of Immigration Statistics, in 2003 alone, more than 45,000 Filipinos became legal permanent residents. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Ingona.
Hello, Mike. And I'm Odette Alcazaran-Keeley. Marami nga sa kanila, Mike, alam mo, nagkakahiwalay sila for such a long time. These families may naiiwan sa Pilipinas while the petitioners are waiting in the United States. So in this program, marami talaga ang makakahanap ng answer sa kanilang mga tanong na gaano katagal ba talaga ang paghihintay for these family-based petitions?
The Filipino family is a very close-knit one. Certainly, when one becomes either a lawful permanent resident or a U.S. citizen, the next step is often for him to petition his relatives. It's almost an unending cycle.
When you decide to take that step, when you want to petition your family members, which one of them can you petition? And how long does it really take? We'll find out the answers to these and many more immigration questions from leading immigration attorney Michael Garfinkel.
Right here on Citizen Pinoy, your passport to immigration information.
Kayo, may mga tanong o concerns ba kayo tungkol sa immigration? Send us your questions now. Text CP space your name, comma, the city where you live, comma, and your question. Then send it to 23661. Or you can email us at questions@citizenpinoy.com. Make Citizen Pinoy your passport to immigration information. Tulad ng maraming pamilya, matagal na paghihintay ang dinanas ng Kawili family para magkasama dito sa Amerika. In their case, their long wait would take about 15 years. Stuntman dati sa Pilipinas si Emmanuel Kawili. Through his mother's petition, he became an immigrant. And when it was approved, he immediately filed petition. Nang maging US citizen si Emmanuel, akala niya ay lalo pang mapapabilis ang petition nila. But instead, it was denied. Bakit kaya nagkaproblema ang petition ni Manny? At paano naman nakatulong sa kanila ang CESPA or Child Status Protection Act? Ngayong araw, ikikwento ng Kawili family ang kanilang immigration story.
Welcome back to Citizen Pinoy. We're here with Emmanuel Kawili. Emmanuel,
Hi, how are you?
welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
We're also here with Michael Gerfinkel. Michael?
Great to be here too. And I know a lot of the viewers are looking at Mr. Kawili and saying he looks like Elvis, and he's an Elvis impersonator.
Absolutely. You know,
All right.
that leads us to our first question. First of all, welcome to the show. And I'd like to ask you, why is it that you left the Philippines after being a successful actor/stuntman to come to the United States?
Nagpunta ako sa Amerika dahil para din sa pamilya ko. Gusto ko magkasama-sama kami at saka gumanda ang aking buhay dahil sa Pilipinas napakahirap ng buhay. Nung maaksidente ako, walang kumuha sa akin. Yung mga ibang newspaperman, mga reporter sinasabi, sige, si Roy Kawili, because ang pangalan ko sa movie noon, Roy Kawili, si Roy Kawili na napilay. So wala nang kukuha sa'yo.
Now, Manny, what year was that?
That was probably 1978.
And did you have family here in the United States before you came over?
Wala pa akong pamilya noon. Nandun pa kami lahat sa Pilipinas. Ang kapatid ko nandito, citizen. Nasa LA siya.
Okay.
Ngayon, nag-decide akong pumunta dahil nga sa nangyari sa akin, nag-tourist ako.
Tourist.
Tourist.
Which led to
To
your...
TNT.
Yes.
Tago ng tago.
Okay.
Ngayon, natagal lang kami dahil sa hindi ka naman basta maayos kung TNT ka. Nagkaroon ako ng visa after 8 years. Ngayon, bago ko nakuha yung visa ko, nagpunta pa ang mother ko sa Amerika para i-petition ako.
Okay.
Ngayon, para i-petition ka, kailangan maging single ka. Single, matured son or matured children.
So there you were, TNT. You're here in the United States. What did you do?
Nung mag-umpisa ako, nag-busboy ako sa Daly City.
From actor to busboy. Okay.
Kaya magtitiis ka kasi yun lang ang mapapasukan mong trabaho dahil wala kang green card. Nag-inspector pa ako.
Inspector, what kind of inspecting did you do?
Sa circuit boards. Pagkatapos...
Was that the kind of work that you had, I mean, did you study for that or did you...
Hindi.
Okay.
Wala akong experience dyan. Ang alam ko lang, pag-ahente. Ahente rin ako sa Pilipinas nung araw na nasa Pilipinas ako. Tapos actor.
Okay.
Kaya,
now, at a certain point, you found yourself that you had to go to Canada. Now, tell us about that.
Kasi yun lang ang way na magkaroon ako ng green card. Ang mother ko, pinetition ako. Kaya nagpunta ako sa Canada, tapos papasok ka uli, kukunin mo yung visa.
Okay.
Kaya nagpunta ako sa Canada. Doon ako in-interview sa embassy, US Embassy. Tsaka physical examination ako.
Okay, so physical and
an interview.
Okay.
Way back when Mr. Kawili was getting his green card, if somebody was tago na tago in America, they couldn't get their papeles here. There was a law, Section 245I, that later allowed certain aliens, but that's a different topic for another episode. But back when he was being petitioned by his mother, they had to leave the country. Fortunately, back then, you could go to either Mexico or Canada. Now, that is not the case. If anybody is tago ng tago in the U.S. for more than 6 months, they can't leave the U.S. If you do, you may not be able to return back to the U.S. for either 3 or 10 years. So if you're tago ng tago, bawal. You cannot leave the U.S. But in his time, that was a procedure, but the laws changed.
Great, thanks for that answer. Now, at a certain point after that, you actually, after you got your green card, you did something. You petitioned your 2 sons, isn't that right?
Tama. Ang ginawa ko, 1991, pinetition ko yung 2 kong anak, si Randy at saka si Ricky.
How old were they at the time?
Overage na sila eh.
Back in 91?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaya, but single sila, may mga anak. Ngayon, pinetition ko sila, na-approve. 1999, sabi sa akin ng isang anak ko, Daddy, i-interviewin na kami at makakarating na kami dyan. Biro mo, nagkahiwalay kami na napakatagal kung ilang taon. Ngayon, tuwan-tuwa kami ng asawa ko dahil ilang years kami naghihintay, 1999. Ito na, interview na ng mga anak ko. Di, tuwan-tuwa kami. Pagkatapos biglang tumawag yung panganay ko, si Ricky. Sabi sa akin Daddy, na-deny kami kasi nag-citizen ka pala Ang citizen pala ibang mas huli. 5 years difference, i-compare mo rin sa immigrant.
Okay. So in the period between claiming your children and actually having their interview, you became a citizen, right?
Yun ang nangyari na hindi ko alam talaga dahil basta nag-file na lang ako ng citizenship kasi hindi ko alam ang law
Did you think that becoming a citizen was going to help or hurt your chances of getting the children?
Ang totoo, wala akong alam.
You didn't know?
Hindi ko alam lahat. Yeah.
But what happened with Mr. Coeli is a common thing among Filipino parents. It happened a lot. They petition their child while they're an immigrant, and they're waiting for the priority date or visa to become available. And then a lot of you thought, hey, if I become a U.S. citizen, it's going to be faster because certainly a citizen is a higher category than immigrant. And they become citizens. The kids rush into the embassy thinking that they're going to get their visas only to be met with disaster, as your two boys were, when they were being told that because you're from the Philippines and your father became a citizen, you've got to wait 5 or more extra years.
Now, Michael, is there any way that I mean, we know what his situation was then. Is there a way to avoid this kind of situation? I mean, if you're similarly situated as him and you have a pending citizenship application, is there a way to avoid it, to put them on notice or the government on notice that, hey, my condition may change and please take that into consideration?
Well, in his particular case, fortunately, there was a new law that was passed in August of 2002. It was called the Child Status Protection Act. And there's one provision of the Child Status Protection Act designed especially, I would say especially, for Filipino parents just like Mr. Coeli. And that special Filipino parent provision of the law basically says that if you petitioned your child while you were an immigrant and the child was over 21, and then you become a U.S. citizen, there's ways by which we can undo the damage that would be caused by that extra wait.
Who would think that there's a downside to being a United States citizen? Was Emmanuel eventually able to bring his 2 sons over? We'll find out when Citizen Pinoy returns. Got questions? If you have your own immigration problem or concerns, send it to us ASAP. Text CP space your name, comma, the city where you live, comma, and your question. Then send it to 23661. Or you can email us at questions@citizenpinoy.com. Make Citizen Pinoy your passport to immigration information. Before the break, we found out that as a United States citizen, Emmanuel would have to wait a lot longer to reunite with his sons. Joining us now are Randolph and Ricardo Coeli. Obviously, they made it here earlier. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. How did you guys take the news when you found out, at the embassy that it was going to take you a lot longer to get here?
Nung sinabi sa akin nung consul na hindi nila pwedeng i-process yung papers namin dahil nga dun sa case na yun, una talagang hindi namin matanggap Ayokong pumayag. Talagang, no way.
No way.
I wanna fight. Sabi ko, is there no other way? Talaga ayoko pa umalis. Parang sinasabi, you have to leave. Umalis ka na dyan, tapos na. We cannot process, that's it.
Wow.
Ayokong pumayag, ayoko umalis. Then eventually, talagang wala nang umiintindi sa akin dun I have no choice.
So you must have been very discouraged.
Yeah, I'm very discouraged, frustrated, as if my dream in life to be in the US, biglang, ano na naman, maghihintay na naman ako another, how many years?
Oh my God.
Pa.
And how long had you been waiting already?
I've been waiting for 9 years.
Wow.
So
Now,
that,
Randy, same thing with you? Were you there
Yeah.
at the time? Were you? At the
Yeah, we have different interview dates, but
Oh,
you know,
okay.
nung interview ko na, they said, we cannot process you because your father naturalized, so it's a different wait, a longer wait.
Okay.
And Mr. Kuili, let me ask you also, how did you feel? Because I know your circumstances is so common among Filipino parents. They petition their children when they're immigrants, they become U.S. citizens. Supposedly it's the fulfillment of a life's dream to become a U.S. citizen, and then suddenly you find out, you get the call from them that because you became a U.S. citizen, now they're going to have to wait longer. How did you feel when you got that call?
Ang talaga naramdaman ko noon na nasaktan ako dahil sabi ko, nag-citizen ako at pagkatapos baliktad.
You felt you'd done as much as you could.
Yeah. Ano mong klase to? Na-citizen ako tapos hindi ko makuha yung mga anak ko. Wala, parang ang sakit ng loob ko. Pagkatapos na-discourage pa nga kami ng misis ko nung malaman namin yon. Para kami mga batang nag-iiyakan kami. Dahil tagal-tagal namin naghintay sa petition pagkatapos madi-deny after 9 years. Kaya sama ng loob namin, talagang disappointed kami. Parang wala na akong pag-asang makukuha namin itong anak ko.
And I want to tell people what's really going on with them and their circumstance. See, the Philippines is the only country where it takes longer for a U.S. citizen to petition their adult single child than it does for an immigrant. Meaning it's faster to have remained an immigrant. And a lot of Filipino parents, including Mr. Coeli, didn't know that about the law, that the Philippines, if you become a U.S. citizen, you add many more years to the waiting time. So a lot of the parents, they became the U.S. citizen thinking it would go faster, only to result in disaster.
So there you are. You've gotten this news. You've all gotten it together. It's terrible news. And I'm sure that you're already thinking of what to do. What did you guys do next?
Kaya nga na-disappoint kami, hindi namin na alam ang gagawin namin. Kaya parang talagang hopeless na. Siguro after 2 years yun, Ricky?
after 2 years.
After 2 years, nakita niya yung article ni Mr. Garfinkel na he can help that kind of case.
How much longer did you have to wait before you actually made it to the United States? From the time you saw him to the time that they actually landed here?
Mabilis din mga siguro almost 2 years.
2 years.
Almost 2 years, yeah.
And the reason for that 2 years is, as I said before, the law was passed in August of 2002, and the law provided that the kids could elect to remain in the category of child of immigrant, but there was no procedure in place, no guidelines for immigration as to how that's supposed to have been accomplished. And it took like about 2 years for them to finally decide where it is filed, what is done, and what form it is. So that's why it took that extra 2 years for that thing to be formulated, for them to come out with a policy.
Now, Ricky, Randy, at what point did it become real to you that you were going to be coming to the United States?
Nabasa namin yung article ni Mr. Garfinkel. Yun, doon nabuhayan kami. Parang there's hope again.
I understand you were the one that found the article. Is that right?
Yeah. Actually, when I read the article, sabi ko, ito na yung pag-asang hinihintay natin na mapapadali yung pagpunta namin sa US.
The article I wrote was to advise the people in my weekly column, in that particular column, was about this new law, about the Child Status Protection Act, allowing children such as the Coelis to come in sooner even though the parent naturalized. And I'm glad that that column gave you hope, and which is one of the reasons I'm glad you're here too, because as you read that column, I'm hoping that other Filipinos watching this television show may also become aware of that CESPA Section 6. But my question also to you is, how did it feel once that visa was in your hand, you're on the airplane, and you're heading towards America? Tell me about like landing here and what your feelings and excitement were, and the reunion with your father after so many years.
It's like a dream come true. Yeah, para makasama namin ang parents namin. Masaya, talagang masaya. It's different.
First time,
content,
first time na buo kami. Nag-spend kami ng Christmas for the first time na buo kami. After 24 years.
24 years is a long time to wait.
And also, I want the people to know, it is now okay for Filipino parents who have their children under petition and they're immigrants, it's okay to become a U.S. citizen as long as you petition them when they were already over 21 in that circumstance. But you don't have to hold off becoming a U.S. citizen to avoid the situation that happened there. But I would still recommend that you seek legal advice to make sure that in your situation, that law, CESPA Section 6, applies to you.
Enlightening stuff. You know, thanks a lot, fellas. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Ricardo, Randy, Kawili. Thank you for coming on the show. So make sure you keep it right here, because Citizen Pinoy will be right back.
Kayo, may mga tanong o concerns ba kayo tungkol sa immigration? Send us your questions now. Text CP space your name, comma, the city where you live, comma, and your question. Then send it to 23661. Or you can email us at questions@citizenpinoy.com. Make Citizen Pinoy your passport to immigration information.
To find out the information that the embassy needed, the constant emails, the stress that it put on my wife and our relationship, because I couldn't understand why Peter couldn't come to America.
At what point does patience turn into despair? Years after having been petitioned by his father, Peter Joban Salano remained steadfast and patiently waited for his priority date to become current. The day came in due course, and Joban dutifully fulfilled all of his requirements. At tulad ng maraming Pilipino na pinitisyon ng kanilang mga kamag-anak, hinanda niya ang sarili niya para sa konting panahon pang paghihintay.
37 na ako ngayon, and I promise to myself na hindi ako mag-aasawa hanggat hindi ako makakarating ng Amerika.
Pero ano ang gagawin mo kung sa kabila ng iyong matagal na paghihintay at masugid na pag-aasikaso ng mga papeles ay biglang sasabihan kang hindi ka pa rin makakaalis patungong Amerika?
Siyempre, you have to be optimistic. At lang makikita ko siya without any problem.
Pasensyahan na lang ba? Saan ka pa hahanap ng PC? Ngayong sinabihan kang hindi mo pa rin makakapiling ang iyong mga mahal sa buhay.
If you believe in it, then it's gonna happen. You just have to have the faith.
Welcome back to Citizen Pinoy. We're still on the subject of family-based petitions. This time kasama natin si Mang Tas, Anastasia po, no? Salano, and Peter Giovanni Salano. And of course, here to tell us how he helped them is attorney Michael Garfinkel. Welcome po sa aming show. Tatay, no? Tas, ikwento niyo po noong 1991, final niyo po ang petition para ho mag-migrate dito sa Amerika, si Peter. Bakit niyo ho na-desisyonan po ito?
Actually, I decided to do that because as your father, I always see to it that all of my children would be in a good situation, especially for comparing the life, the American life and Philippine life.
Gusto ko lang humalaman kay Peter, talagang American dream mo to? Gusto mo talaga makarating dito?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Paano nangyari yun? Yung petition, alam ko matagal yung paghihintay. Paano kayo nag-communicate ni tatay?
Mama, tumatawag po ako sa kanya, then that was 1991, I filed isang petition sa akin. Pagkatapos po, 1997 po, may natanggap akong notice na pupunta ako sa embassy at gusto nila makita to process my papers. Then pumunta po ako doon, then pagkatapos nun, natigil na. Then I waited for so long, about hanggang 2004.
Ganun katagal. Ngayon pa lang, Peter, nakikita ko parang bumabalik ata sa'yo yung emosyon, yung paghihirap na dinanas mo. Ikwento mo ng konti yung pinaka-low points. Ano ba yung pinakahirap na dinanas mo?
Yung pabalik-balik ako sa embassy, then pagpunta ko doon, sabihin sa akin na meron sila na misplaced anything sa documents ko, then it was incomplete. So, I have to retract again and again. I go back to Davao, Manila, and I go back to the embassy again. Sabihin sa akin, just wait lang, maghintay ka. Sabi, how long will it take? Then, sabi ko sa mga kapatid ko dito, Ate Ann, Ate Gigi, if ever ninibigay sa akin, okay, tatanggapin ko. Ngayon, kung ibigay mo sa akin, thank you. Pero sabi ko na wala na ng pag-asa eh.
Sa sobrang tagal.
Matagal ako naghintay.
Attorney, this was an immigrant petition, a green card holder's petition for a child